This podcast has been rated NC-17 in parody for its frequent violence, adult language, substance use, and sexual situations. Please do not be offended. This is just a game, and we are enjoying ourselves. This is not officially rated, and thank you for joining us.
There we go. God, my computer freaked out and started opening things. We're live. We're live. So I had a not so smooth transition from the intro into that again.
Yay!
Yeah.
The tradition lives.
The tradition lives. Eventually I will manage to not screw it up, and we'll just all be sad though.
Yeah, no. I will be very sad.
Right. Yeah, so the quick little intro bits here. I am still absolutely devastated for money. Being as I haven't been able to handle that. My storage unit is now up to owed like $400, and if I don't pay it by the 15th, I lose pretty much everything I own that's not immediately on my person, like my computer here. So hey, if anyone watching wants to help out with that, I would greatly appreciate it, because I am struggling so hard to figure out how to pay it while working still. Or you can donate to the Buy Me a Coffee. There's also the merch store if you actually want to get things. You like the characters, you like their designs, sweet. And then there's Deuce's TikTok with art if you want to just go check it out, take a look at it. We're just
posted something new.
Nice. Yeah, we're just happy you guys are here viewing this. Obviously, if you, I'm not gonna go crazy about that GoFundMe. I just keep bringing it up because it continues to be a thing. So. Like the video if you actually like the content, subscribe if you're not, and definitely share it with your friends if you enjoy it, because, you know, other D&D nerds might enjoy it too.
No, you gotta like or subscribe or get the fuck out.
No!
No. I can't be that crazy. Like, even when I hit that 500 subscriber mark, I won't even be doing like the whole like, oh, you can be a power subscriber where you're, you know, paying a subscription to get exclusive that way you can get exclusive content. No, I'm running this channel because I want to put the content out there. I'm not gonna push it behind a paywall.
Hey, we all know
so not
you gotta
cool.
be nice. That doesn't mean I have to be nice. All
Oh,
right?
that's true. You don't have to be nice, and I mean I don't have to be nice either, as per the skinless kid.
There's a section of people on the internet that do like when you just yell at them. So that
is true. That is true. And so anyone watching, like, if that's your thing, you know, go ahead and comment that down below. Tell me. Let me know how big of a base I have here, because I will absolutely start making Dom videos. I can even do it with the Moogle voice and Koopos and everything. I could Dom
right,
you
we're like
so
2 steps
good,
away.
Koopo.
We're 2 steps away from an OnlyFans. We need to stop.
I mean, heck, if that's what people really want, I'll do an OnlyFans. I'm not against that. But yeah, so for the recap today, I'll go ahead and do the recap. My plan basically is we still have a couple people who haven't recapped before Nick basically takes that over, but when we finish like an entire part of a chapter, since the chapter's being broken into 2 parts, I'll go ahead and like recap that part as a whole, give you guys a reminder of kind of like where it all is sitting for that moment. And whenever we start a new chapter in the story, I'll go ahead and recap kind of the whole story, but only like the actual story, the main plot line, not every little detail. That way you guys can get reminders about it. Maybe the way I word it that time makes something click that didn't click before, sort of thing. But yeah, so far, since we have actually completed part 1 of chapter 1, great heroes got offered a job paying 100k each in gold if they could go down the high road and like clear it. Doesn't mean everything. Basically just means, you know, make sure the main route is cleared off. Everything that's like right around the road itself, the immediate. And they're getting ready to go. The old man, the hermit who lives in the cave, approached everyone and said, meet me in town the day you're supposed to leave. Let's do a ritual. Did the ritual, and oopsie, all of you got isekai'd into your characters. Everyone is handling that differently. It's kind of happening differently for everyone. Some of you are more like Star, where it's mostly Star, not too much Pixie in there. All the way to the other side with Pious, where it's mostly Pious, a little bit of Deuce here and there. So, in trying to figure that out, threatened to kill the Hermit, ended up in Patch's shop, where you learned about your shopkeep, got the shopkeep rings that you can't use quite yet. That'll be after part 1 of chapter 2 when you'll actually... Or, no, at the end of chapter 1, you'll hit level 3, you'll be able to use those. Threatened to kill Patches, mostly that was Pixie. Pixie and him have a very frenemy relationship now. Decided to go looking for a missing boy, found the witch who kidnapped him, just combo shot, boom, done, easy, returned the boy home. But you had noticed some other tracks, so you went out to go follow those. That seemed to be hers specifically, because you had noticed wolf tracks as well as some abyssal chicken tracks. And when you went that way, you found that there was a summoning circle. She had summoned a demon of some kind, and that's when you found the boy's body skinless and went, oh shit, back to the house now. You got back, the kid had stolen the athame, so you charged after him to go deal with that, took out this demon in disguise. You noticed, like, as you dealt the kill blow, still one shot, skin was undamaged. You didn't think about it at the time, but after you piled everything in the room together, burned it, went back out and met up with Captain Flowers, who had run into a druid and a hunter. And basically the whole problem was the wolves are an issue if they're here. They need moved. You guys ultimately have made the choice to take them with you to get them their old home back. But it was on the way to go retrieve the kid's body, take it back, give them the revival potion you had found. You realized that the entire reason I had made the skin undamaged was so that he'd have skin. But you had burned it, and almost a perfect completion on the quest. You got back to town, wolves waited outside town, returned the boy, returned the potion, identified all the magical loot you had, kind of relaxed the little bit you could before going to sleep. Everyone stopped being exhausted because they finally slept. It had been like 2 days since you had slept. Then you met up at the edge of town. Wrath picked up a Ring of Animal Influence for the sake of being able to talk to the wolves. Turns out the wolves a bit more intelligent than the average animal. It was full communication, unlike typical speak with animals where it's more broken and mostly like basic thoughts and emotions. Wrath had done that on an IOU with Patches. Pixie went in, sold the clothes that you had found that were super expensive at the witch's hut, paid off that debt, continued to fight with Patches. On the way out of town, she was even talking about, like, if you found a sewer level, because that had come up in conversation, that she was going to go all the way back to town to drag Patches there and throw him in the sewer. You eventually ran into some giant squirrels on the path. There was an opportunity, a thought, a desire for some people to just kill the squirrels. Ultimately, you played nice with them, fed them, they moved on. They're not a threat on the high road. And that's where we left off, because woohoo, y'all leveled up.
Yay!
You're officially started on your journey, and that was part 1, was how much side content could you do before leaving town. It is only technically day 3 of your adventure, and you have 365 days total. So another 362 before they just report you dead and give up on you. So that is your time limit. 362 days to get down the high road and clear it out. That being said, of course, as we were discussing before we went live, as you all are continuing to travel, you're noticing that the pine tree hybrids are becoming more palm-like, and you're entering an area that seems to be mostly palm trees, which should stand out seeing as you're in a snowy mountain. Clearly the wildlife and plant life in this world does not work like our own. And Clef stops. He was at the back of the group, kind of holding it up, staying near the wolves, making sure nothing would get the jump on you guys. And he just kind of full stops, crosses his arms, and looks up into the sky in silence.
Something wrong, my friend?
Well, I've been thinking this whole time. Haven't been too loud. Haven't really been inputting much. This whole thing is a mess. What with the real people. I don't know how else to put it. The people from the other world in our heads. I don't know. Garrus just, he's been seeming to fade away, almost like maybe I'm not meant to go on this journey with you. I feel like I should go back to town. It might be better if I were there to help protect everyone, or go a different way.
If that is what your destiny calls you to do, I don't see why you should turn a blind eye to it.
We will call for you if we need anything.
Alright. I do have that ring from Patches, so I'm sure if anything comes up, you can let him know, and he'll let me know. Might take me a bit, though, depending on how far down the road you've gotten. But, yeah, I think I'm going to head back to town. I
Stay
wish you
safe.
guys the best of luck.
Farewell, friend.
And Clef turns around and he starts heading back to town. We say goodbye to the character. He only got played for a whopping one session, really, by his player, but yeah, he is gone, and maybe you'll be meeting some new allies in the next couple weeks of play. So, but your journey continues.
Onward.
Up and up.
This is
That's
the
cool.
morning after camp.
So there was no camp. You guys hadn't quite made it that way. Your first day was the whole day dealing with being isekai, going out, getting the boy. But you like stayed up that entire night between drinking and then deciding you were going to go to the cave, dealing with all of that, and then you guys went to sleep the second night. So today's day 3. It's somewhere around 1 p.m. right now. Sun's high up in the sky, fairly open path. Specifically for you, Relic, I should at least kind of describe like the scene again for you specifically. The Highroad, right now you're in a fairly large like ravine type area. The walls aren't these like large cliff face walls. It goes up. You could literally walk up the mountain to the sides from here, but you can tell like this is the main kind of path up it. The trees, like I said, they're still like pine palm hybrids, but they're becoming more palm like as you're going. At this point, there's not actually any snow on the ground, and then it's a bright, clear day, clear skies, nice bright day. And as far as clear skies, there's almost no clouds in the sky, so it's not like one of those nice cloud cover days either.
Okay.
And the road itself, it looks out of date, very worn. It hasn't really been used for most of the last 100 years, really, is when it started to fall into disrepair. But it does look like the bricks themselves used to be a golden color. They're more brown yellow now.
Okay.
Shall we continue?
Yes.
Dun dun dun.
The march continues.
The march continues, and as you're making this march and you're heading up the road, you can all kind of start remembering things from the heroes' lives that you couldn't really remember clearly before. Not so much things that have happened, places they've been, people they've met, but their skills, their abilities, the representation in world of leveling up. So maybe access to a couple more spells, or the ability to mess with sorcery points for wrath. Pixie, you suddenly remember how to use Tinker's tools properly and start to have a better idea of maybe how to make that gun that you want as you're heading down the road.
Interesting. It's
Uh,
been quite some time since I've had to use many of the skills we've been using over the past couple of days. Feels nice.
Yes, I feel more in touch with my divinity,
Uh,
as if they are watching me.
who is it that you serve, Pius? Of the divine, that is. I know we've talked about your former master, but you speak of a divine power now?
It is still a blur, but I can feel the presence.
Do they commune with you in any way?
Only with, how do I put this? Feelings.
Hmm. I see.
Something, it would almost feel like flatulence,
Interesting.
if I knew what that felt like.
I was about to ask, do you know what it would feel like to have an overabundance of gas in your body?
Only because of the other being inside of me. He's very stinky.
Interesting.
Pius, real quick, what's your domain again?
A grave.
Grave, okay.
Oh, you're a grave cleric.
So there are two deities. You don't have to pick it now. You can just like put it in the notes section at some point to think about. There are two deities that preside over the grave domain. That is Titali, the god of life, and Firoti, the goddess of death.
I like Ferroti.
Yeah, she's fun.
Yeah, I'll sleep on that.
Yeah. In particular, all of you would have also noticed by this point that Firoti is Star's deity. Like, she's definitely a worshiper of the death goddess, but Pixie has this very big thing about life is sacred. It shouldn't be taken before its time. The goddess of death's purpose in the world is not to just kill people. It is to shepherd them to the afterlife.
Yeah, they're like the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, of sorts, essentially.
Bad rep, but all in all, their job is very important.
Yeah, and most people are aware of this particular mythos involving Firoti. It is believed that what led to Cosmos deciding she wanted to create sentient life to make a world in the first place as the grand creator was Firoti, ultimately begging for there to be life. And then the afterlife, even more so, that their lives shouldn't just end and they simply stop existing. It is believed that Firoti is ultimately responsible for why there's an afterlife, why there is something after death. So, whereas Titali, maybe not so much why there is life and that original creation, but Titali is more the reason why there's so much variety in life. Why there can be so many different races of human, how they can blend and come together to create new things, why plants are capable of creating hybrids such as the pines and pine palm trees you're seeing.
Hmm.
Don't you mean photosynthesis?
I mean, photosynthesis, the way they eat, might be more related to Skarm, the deity of Earth. But I guess as far as food and the way we process it, that would be probably mostly up to Cosmos deciding that people needed to eat or they would die. Yeah. So yeah, you can sit on that. You can make your decision ultimately about which one. You ultimately don't actually have to worship a god in any way, shape, or form. Technically, you can get your power just from the concept itself.
Okay.
But with all those concepts, they are obviously linked to a deity.
It's like, Exhibit A and points itself.
Yeah. So, yeah, you guys are traveling down the road, and the further you get, you're in this longer strip. There's not really any snow. It's not terribly warm. It's only like 40 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's still fairly cold. You're up in the mountains. And as you're getting further up the road, you notice that the bricks themselves kind of start to get cleaner. Like there's just as you get further, people will have traveled less on it. So they'll probably be a little bit less worn in a lot of places the further you go. And
That's concerning.
yeah, strong indicator. If you see a section that suddenly is more worn, that might be because there's shit constantly around there. But right now, as you're heading away from the town, you notice there's less wear on the road as well. And there's no snow on the ground. It's a fairly nice day, of course. And about 4 p.m. or so, come on, stat blocks. Phone, stop fighting me. Yes, absolutely. Adult Red Dragon, definitely what I'm looking for is a challenge challenge 17. That's what I wanted. No.
Bring it on.
Bring it
You saw what
on.
we did to that hag. A dragon is nothing.
We can take it.
Hold on, no, those things breathe really hard.
They breathe really hard.
Wrath towards it. Scoot Wrath towards it and run away.
Oh, you do. You
Just
breathe
talk.
really hard, but I don't judge you. Gee.
Just talk to it, Raph. Talk to it. Try to get it to go away.
I would be lucky to survive a single lightning blast from a blue dragon.
So
And I am part blue dragon.
So at first you guys actually may actually think, oh my god, a red dragon. Maybe even that it's just a baby, a wormling. But then it skitters back into the trees. It looks like about the size of a house cat. It skitters back into the trees, and then you can kind of hear some hissing back in the trees.
No, it's a cat.
It looked like a dragon, very much so. But you're fairly certain it's not an actual red dragon because it's moving more like an adult would than a child, despite the fact it's the size of a cat.
Let's just leave it alone. Let's keep walking.
Yeah, if it just runs away, I don't see any issue with letting it be.
Yeah, because that could be the baby, and we don't know where Mama is.
Yes. Fair point.
I don't know, it looks mature for whatever it is.
Uh,
There's no need to be concerned by all the rolls I'm doing, you guys. It's fine.
are you sure?
Yeah, absolutely. We only had to make 4 of them that were above 17 for you guys to not notice. So there was a 20,
sure
a
about
19, an 18. We're 3/4 of the way. You guys hadn't noticed. But the last one is noticed. And that would be Pious. You notice one of these little itty bitty dragon things as it starts to try to steal your coin pouch.
I'm gonna grab it by the throat.
All right. So go ahead and make an athletics check real quick for me.
That's not bad.
Is it
22.
better than 3?
Yes.
Yeah. It rolled a natural 1 plus its dex of 2 for acrobatics. So,
Oof.
oh yeah, you grabbed it by the neck, just poof, pull it up. It was apparently more concerned about the pouch as it is holding your gold pouch in its claws.
I think. Hold on.
Did the rest of us see Pius grabbing at his pouch?
Yeah, Pius is close to the front. So you notice like him grab his side and just rip up real quick. And you can tell he's holding one of these little red dragon looking things. And that it is clutching his coin pouch. You also notice another one that's skittering away.
I look down and check my person.
It is gone. Your coin purse is gone.
Oh, that's fine. I don't care.
I'm going to speak.
Thieving little bastards.
I'm going to speak in Draconic and say, just what do you think you are doing?
So you can see on its face, its eyes kind of widen, like, oh no, like you can speak Draconic, it clearly understands you at this moment. But all that it does is continue to hiss. But it is hissing frantically like it is trying to say something.
I'm going to squeeze until it stops hissing.
I'll check and see if my coin purse is also missing.
It is also missing.
Pixie,
Yes.
where's your coin purse?
It's gone.
You may want to catch it, and I'll point towards one of the ones running away or the one running away.
Yeah. If any of you actually turn to look, you'll notice that there are several of them skittering away. And at that point, it's very easy to tell that they have your coin pouches. And this is when the one that you have caught suddenly remembers that it has telepathy. And it can't really like total sentences or anything, but it can do simple ideas, emotions, images, and so you all kind of get the same little image of just a cluster of these little things gathered around a little nest made of shiny objects. Like the net, it's a lot like a bird's nest, except it's made of shiny objects instead of twigs and everything else.
Can I tell what this creature is?
You can go ahead and roll a knowledge check for it. Your choice of the knowledge check.
Have any of the ones carrying something made it, or are any of them still within 15 feet of me?
They're not within 15 feet at the moment.
Okay.
But they're not necessarily moving super fast quite at the moment, so you could probably catch up to them fairly quickly. Like, they're skittering, but it's like lizards. They don't exactly, not lizards, but a lot of small animals. How, oh yeah, they like move their legs really fast, but they don't actually go as fast as a person does.
Right.
I'm gonna do I'll do nature on this if you think that's applicable.
I mean, any check can be applicable. It's just one is very specifically meant and has the lowest DC.
Okay.
So it's a matter of, do you think it's magical in nature, aka arcana? Do you think it's something of a religious nature, like demons, angels, undead, and therefore a religion check? Or do you think it's a very naturally occurring thing like wolves for nature?
Yeah, my instinct is nature, but Nick would default to arcane because it's just his instinct and his wheelhouse. We'll go with arcane.
Okay. Yeah, so Raph, did you want to kind of run after so you could lightning lure it?
Yeah, that's kind of the plan.
22
Alright.
total.
22
Arcana.
total. Okay. Wrath, is that a to hit, or do they get a, or do they make a save?
They make a save.
What type of save?
Let me grab the spell real quick. It is a strength save.
Woo-woo!
DC of 16.
They have a -2. This is going to be hard.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he actually got a 14. Almost. No, he very much fails. And because you like ran up and were casting it at the same time, he'll be like right next to you after taking the damage. So go ahead and roll the damage. Nick, as far as the 22, yeah, you know what they are, especially since you did Arcana specifically. They're called pseudo-dragons.
Oh, little bastards.
Yeah, they are dragons basically, but this is what they look like. This is their full size. They're kind of like cats. They are definitely more intelligent. They are dragons. Typically they make their nests out of shiny objects, so they have a tendency to pickpocket people to steal their shinies. They don't necessarily try to harm anyone, but they are little thieves.
Okay.
8 points of damage. Lightning damage.
8 points of damage.
Nope. I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button. It's still a D8, so it's still 8 points. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah.
How many are there?
From what you can see looking over, you see 4 of them skittering away, plus the one that Pius has in his hands, which Pius, about this time, it stops hissing because it has fallen unconscious. You have suffocated it.
Perfect.
And the one that you hit with Lightning Lure, Wrath, it takes the damage, and it falls unconscious. It's still breathing, though.
Okay.
Can I do with the ones that are still conscious? So there's 2 still up running.
3 that are still up running.
All right, I'm gonna send 1 magic missile at each of them.
Okay. That
Nice.
automatically hits, so just go ahead and roll the 1d4 plus 1.
5.
Alright, they are gonna go ahead and roll a con save for massive damage, because that is more than their half of their maximum health. Oh, hey, they passed the massive damage with a natural 20 plus 1.
Jesus.
So they don't suffer any like severe issues here. They are still standing, but they look not good. And they are squeaking in very clear fear. But they are still trying to book it as fast as they can back into the bushes and trees.
I'm gonna use my speed. Get everybody's gold back, and then we move on.
Yeah, absolutely. You can go ahead and cast Expeditious Retreat. That way you can run, dash.
So it's my bonus action.
Yep. Expeditious Retreat is an action. So this turn you're only getting the double dash, but or the single dash. But you still move like 60 feet and you catch up to them. You just can't necessarily do anything right away on that first shot. So everyone else, you kind of have a moment of action when you just see Pixie suddenly poof and bolt at these things.
Wait, why am I not using my bonus action first?
That's why you're double dashing. You had to use your action to cast, would be using like an action to cast the spell, and then your move to move and bonus action to dash.
Okay.
So you all would have like a couple of seconds to react in here to do something as well. As she just kind of books it and catches up to the remaining three.
I checked to see what this thing had in its grubby little fingers or claws.
I had one of the coin pouches.
Good enough.
The only one that I think might really look distinct from the others would be Pixie's. So we're going to go ahead and roll a d4, and she'll be a 1. Yep, you've got Pixie's. You've got Pixie's coin pouch.
Oh, wonderful.
But Nick, Pius, are any of you going to do anything in that couple of seconds before Pixie catches up and just starts smacking the shit out of these things?
Nope. Couldn't care less about these little shits.
Yeah, so Pixie, you get up to them. You get an opportunity to roll to hit, cast a spell. What do you want to do?
Just trying to get everybody's gold back. I mean, I don't want to hurt them because I don't want to cause conflict. Because
you can always just do non-lethal damage and knock them out.
Yeah. I mean, are these like kids or are they like adults?
No, they're full grown.
Oh, okay.
I would let you know. They're full grown.
These are adults. They just make their nests out of people's gold.
Yeah.
Think
That's all.
Smarter kobolds, sadly, but less humanoid.
Yeah. Yeah. Pseudo-dragons are less likely to integrate into society than a kobold, but they're smarter.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of. I don't want to hurt them. I just want to just kind of scare them away.
I mean, they're already scared away. They're running with your bag. You're gonna have to stop them from running away.
I wonder if I cast dancing lights since they like shiny things.
Possibly.
I think that blinds them, right? And then you can just grab the bags from them, maybe?
Dancing lights won't blind them.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
I haven't cast that in so long, I thought it was a blind.
No, it's color spray.
Color spray. Yeah.
Yeah. You could cast dancing lights, though, and you could cast dancing lights and try to use one of the charisma checks to convince them that they would rather have the shiny. You could try to do that.
Yeah, I want to.
All right, which charisma check are you doing? Are you trying to scare them into taking the new shiny? Are you trying to lie to them about the new shiny? Or are you just trying to, like, persuade them in general without lying or fear?
No, I think I'm just going to do the dancing lights and kind of intrigue them. Like, hey, we got dancing lights over here. We're having a party. Woo!
Yeah, if you just throw up the dancing lights, and they keep trying to run. Like, they have no interest in stopping and suddenly doing something else. They are as intelligent as an average human. And an average human, when they steal something,
knows to get the fuck out.
Yeah, they're not just going to stop because, oh, look, that other thing might be better than the thing I have. No, they're running from the cops. You gotta give them a reason to stop. Or stop them, physically.
Most people are actually dumb enough to say, ooh, here's my ID. I'll show it to you after I steal this beer.
No, not if they're already running from the cops and watch their friend get choked out.
I guess I'll do some more running.
How far away are they?
Just like punch them in the head.
They're actually only like 30 feet away. Or they're about 75 feet away, my bad. I didn't factor in the multiple turns here. But yeah, they're about 75 feet away right now.
Can I close the distance and aim a cone of cold that wouldn't hit Pixie, but would catch any of the other ones running?
You'd be able to move your normal movement speed. If Cone of Cold has a range from that, yes. Otherwise, you're gonna spend a turn to run, get the 60 feet, and then next turn you'd be able to Cone of Cold, more or less.
Cone of Cold is a cone at 60 feet starting from myself, so I can move 30.
Oh yeah, like you'd be able to hit them, but because of how Pixie is running after them, you'll catch her too, with just that 30 feet.
I could throw you above Pixie.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hell yeah.
All right, so the two of you decide to start, jogging up. You get up there, Pius, you'll need to roll me a strength check real quick.
Ooh.
Or
I don't like that.
athletics. I should say athletics, because this is throwing. This is definitely athletics.
It's still not good. That's a 10.
A 10. I mean,
That's a 10.
you basically get Nick off the ground, and Nick, you just kind of come back down immediately onto your feet. You're still lined up to be able to shoot that cone of cold, but you made no height.
Okay.
Whoops.
Plan B, and I cast Wall of Force, trapping them in a box.
Perfect. Pixie, you are in a box, Wall of Force box, with these lizards, and they can't go anywhere now.
Oh, I'm gonna have fun.
You gonna start punching them non-lethally?
I just start like just knocking the little fuckers out.
Just punch.
I'm gonna punch you. They are, especially if you say I'm gonna punch you out loud. You can hear them like squealing in fear. And they're using their telepathy to convey simple ideas, which is essentially what you're getting is, sorry, no punch.
I don't
As
care.
they're trying to run
I'm
away
doing it.
from you inside the box, which isn't working. The fact that it can last up to 10 minutes, I can guarantee before this Wall of Force is done, you will have punched each of them once, knocking them out.
But don't forget about my disco lights. They're still on, so we're having a party.
Fucking rave in that bitch.
You're just like you're throwing punches, using your bonus action to change the lights colors, and yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Pulsing with invisible music in her head.
If only Pius had like a built-in boombox in his chest. Perfect.
So we don't have Captain Flowers with us right now. Like Justin, I should say. But Captain Flowers is with you guys. And he just like grabs out like a ball bearing real quick. Like he runs up, and he basically, Pius, can I have one of the ball bearings? Like urgently.
But they are.
You'll get it back.
Yes.
You'll get it back.
All right.
He puts his hand over it, and you can all kind of hear just cats and boots, and you're just hearing like a little bit of a rave beat going, and he just tosses it over the top of the Wall of Force into there. It's not loud enough for you guys to hear at a distance unless you all get closer, but quite literally, the rave dance song "Cats and Boots" is now playing inside the Wall of Force with the lights going for you as you're running in circles, punching these dragons in the face.
I am enjoying this more than I should.
But yeah, you knock them all unconscious. Not a single one of them is dead, not even the one that had the life choked out of it. It just passed out. So as long as you let it go, it was able to start breathing again.
I pick up the unconscious body that had the one that I lashed.
Yeah.
Did I notice that it understood the Draconic?
More than likely, the only two people who have noticed it would have been Pixie, who saw a very fear reaction, who knew what she was saying about punching them. Pius would have noticed when he spoke Draconic, and Nick would just know that they understand Common and Draconic. They just can't speak.
Okay. I'm gonna cut, or rather, de-strain some of, like, a foot of rope, say, and use the different strains to bind the one I'm holding now, and just kind of hold him and carry him with me.
All right. Yeah. So you turn him into a little over-the-shoulder knapsack. That's really not that hard. It'd probably only take like a foot of rope off of your 49 feet. So 48
So
feet of
now I have
rope.
48 feet.
Yeah, 48 feet of rope. And that 1 foot was turned into bindings.
Okay. And I'm not holding him, like, over my shoulder or anything. I'm holding him, like, as you would a cat in your arm, like, just resting there.
I'm still
We
holding
still
mine by
have
the
the wolves
throat.
with us, right?
What was that, Pixie?
We still have the wolves with us, right?
Yes, you do. They just kind of like watch this They're just like watching this happen, going like, "What the fuck?"
Oh,
Do you have any more spare rope?
Of course.
I mean,
Sailor is not complete without one.
yeah,
Or without it.
I'm pretty sure that all of you have 50 feet, except Wrath, who now has 48.
Well, I do have another 50 foot of silken rope, which actually, I'm going to go ahead and use that. So I have 49 foot of each.
49 feet of each. All right. Yeah, but the pseudo dragons are unconscious, every single one of them. You can let down the wall of force. You all get your money pouches back, no issues. But you assume if they have a nest nearby, it's made of shiny things.
Mine's the mostly empty one. Here, Pixie, I reacquired this.
I'll step
Let's
over.
go over their nest of things, but before we do this, when they wake up, I want to shock the hell out of them. I think I'm gonna tie them to like the wolves, like somehow where they're kind of dangling in front of the wolves, so when they wake up, they're like in fear.
I'm gonna walk over to the one that Wrath is holding on to.
Okay.
It's like draped around you, right, Wrath?
It's sitting like in the crook of my arm. I've got my arm like against
Like under your
my
arm,
stomach.
like a bag of groceries.
No, like
Maybe
in
cradling
the
a cat.
crook in the inside elbow. Like if you were holding a cat that's just like resting on your arm.
Oh, okay.
Like
But
another
you've got a rope tied around it.
Yeah, I don't want it to be able to get out.
All right. I'm gonna walk up to it and be like, Wrath, let some of the rope out. And I'm
Okay.
gonna tap it on the nose with my staff and go boop, and I'm gonna cast levitate on it.
You do notice as you kind of like let the rope loose and everything. You notice that this one's breathing is becoming more labored.
Oh.
Well, that's not good. Pius, if can I borrow you a moment?
Well, make sure he's still tied up. I won't levitate on him. And now you've got a balloon.
You're not wrong. However, I was hoping that perhaps we might use this in the journey ahead.
Sure.
Yes, what do you need?
My little friend that I just met here seems to be having trouble staying alive. Could you heal him, perhaps?
Wrath's dragon balloon is deflating. Please fix it.
True.
Only because you asked.
Thank you.
And then if fucking load. What do I have?
Even if it's just yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Even just to stabilize it, I don't care about waking it up right now.
Yeah. Anything that recovers hit points or spare the dying. Yeah, spare the dying. Its breathing returns to normal, and its body doesn't seem as tense anymore. It seems like a little bit more relaxed, more like it's actually asleep.
Thank you, my friend. It's a good thing you've done here.
Yes, it's a good thing you are here, because that wouldn't have happened.
Very good thing I was here then.
Yes.
So Pixie, before Nick had come up and turned it into a pseudo balloon dragon, you had said something, but my brain didn't quite process it. What were you saying before Nick
Is
walked
there
over and
like a
levitated?
branch? Is there like a branch around? Like I could tie like them the branch and just kind of like dangle them in front of the wolf's face, so when they wake up, they're like in fear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
You had all gotten pretty close to like an actual tree line, so go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check for me to see how well you tie the rope for them. So yeah, as you're all playing with the pseudo balloon dragon and making sure it stays alive, you notice Pixie has started tying the other dragons up and kind of like calling the wolves over there towards them.
Okay. I walk a distance away where if this thing does wake up, that's not what it sees.
Dice rolls 23. All right, you get it. You're fairly sure that it's going to stay. They won't slip out, and that if you so choose, you'll be able to untie it without like losing any of your rope.
Perfect. I'm also gonna tie the witch's head to it too, just for shits and giggles.
So you like waved over the wolves. They came over. No real contest or anything. Are you gonna tell them anything? Do anything? Or are you just waving
I'm
them
gonna
over
give
to
them
you?
some good berries. I'm gonna give them some good berries so they're not hungry.
I
and
mean, they're
trying to attack.
still full from when you gave them good berries this morning. At the moment, you're just dangling meat in front of carnivores.
Basically.
That just seems mean to the wolves.
Yeah, at this point, you've called them over, and you have given them no indication they're not allowed to eat these dragons.
Oh, would they be hungry though? Because
They're wolves. They're carnivorous, and it's not exactly going to be a problem if they overeat. There's going to be like,
okay,
yay,
bad idea.
meat.
This is a bad idea. Never mind. I don't want to kill them.
You could also try to tell the wolves not to eat them.
Where's the big smart one?
It came
Well,
over
I
with
mean-
all the little ones.
Yeah, that one's smarter than the other ones, or at least seem to be.
Don't I have to have like a magical item to talk to them though?
Well, yeah, I have that ring, but it's out of charges today.
I mean, there's also you all can tell that they're smarter, that at least the big one is smarter than an average wolf in general. But there's no way this is just a wolf. It is 7.5 feet tall on all fours. None of you have actually taken the time to figure out what the fuck these things actually are.
Well, this
You're just
one's
like, well,
Yogi
they're
Wolf.
a wolf. So Yogi Wolf.
I mean, but it's out of charges, so they wouldn't actually know.
I mean, I talked to my dog, and he seems to understand stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, these pseudo dragons can't talk to you or anything, and they understood you just fine. This is a world of magic. Things can understand you all the time. That just because they can't speak back doesn't mean they don't understand you.
I'm gonna walk over
Okay.
and look at the
I'll
wolf.
try it. I'll try it and see.
I'll help.
No, you cannot. Okay, you help me.
You can't
I'm
eat these.
I'm gonna go to the wolf, the biggest, the one that I assume is the biggest one and seems to be in charge.
Okay.
Hey, did we get a name when we spoke to him?
I named it Bobo.
So
I'm
this is when you all get a big surprise. My name is Nelliel, actually, as it just speaks in common.
Well, that makes things easy.
Oh my god.
See, this is why I shouldn't leave you people alone. You should just talk to the things. You get answers to things.
It just didn't feel the need to actually, like, speak properly. Especially when you went through all the trouble of having a spell to talk to it as an animal. It was like, okay, I don't want to make you feel bad, so I just
went
talked
through the
back to you
effort.
that way.
Well, they
What a
went
bunch
to the
of idiots.
effort.
So
I'm sorry, one more time. Nellio?
Nellie L, yes.
Nellio. Female? Male?
Female.
Male?
You would guess female based on the name. You can't necessarily tell from its speech whether it's male or female. No one's gone checking genitals.
Pius
But
is doing
Nellie
that
L
right now.
is typically a female name.
Pius is
roll-
doing it
I'm
now.
I'm
Pius
gonna
is
Go
lifting
ahead
the
and
tail.
roll animal handling for gendering it.
Pius is going directly behind the wolf and lifting the tail. Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Thank God. Okay. That is 24.
All right, 24. Yeah, you get that tail up. And yeah, no, definitely female. It takes almost no effort. You manage to do it like gently enough and like politely enough that this intelligent creature doesn't just turn on you. But as you're doing it, it does turn its head and it's like this, and then turns it back towards like Nick. And does he normally just touch random people's genitals?
I was just curious.
You could have asked.
Well, yes, but I'm not exactly great at social norms.
That's
Yeah, I was gonna
fair.
say, normal does in no world. In
I
none.
eat metal, for God's sake.
Well, a word of
God?
advice before you go touching people's genitals, maybe buy them dinner like that sweet man over there, as she nods towards Wrath.
Oh, well, where's your favorite restaurant?
She laughs a little bit and starts trying to think. I don't think I've ever been to a restaurant.
I only know the Drunken Dragon.
Who would
But I
ever
still
give
do not
alcohol to
eat.
these little guys, though? Why would they be drunk? And she, like, points with her paw towards the ones that are hanging.
Or are they drunk?
Well, you said the drunken dragon, didn't you?
Oh. No.
I get it.
Oh. Getting trolled by a wolf.
There's a troll? Where?
No, no, no. Now I'm getting trolled by a robot.
I am no troll, Nick.
I know.
I am very confused.
I know.
I will stop talking now.
So all the little wolves do start kind of like jabbering in common a little bit, and they're like, "Mama, mama, can we eat them? Can we eat them?" And they're kind of like hopping up and bouncing plate like happily, like a dog waiting for the treat when you're holding it over its head, just right underneath the pseudo dragons.
I would make a request that we do not eat them, but, if we can find a healthy one, you're free to practice chasing and hunting, but no killing. If that's okay with Mama.
Nellie L is like, "No, I think that's a very good idea. We've got to make sure they're strong enough to help protect this forest.
That can actually be arranged. I can actually do that right now.
Yeah, seems like a decent compromise.
You don't eat them, they can chase me. How about that?
Well, I was saying they could chase after the little pseudo dragons, as long as they don't eat any of the pseudo dragons.
Maybe one.
Maybe one. Little bastards. Anyone think this is a terrible idea?
I mean, they can chase me.
I did hear some rustling from the nearby bushes where they were running towards.
Where the dragons were running towards?
Yeah, where they were running to. You hear some rustling over there. It's not that far
I'm
away. It's
getting
like 5-10 feet, just depending on exactly where you guys are in relation to each other.
I'm booking it. I'm getting the hell out of there.
You're running away?
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, well, there goes our fearless paladin.
There goes the front line.
I'm gonna check behind the bushes.
You pull it apart, and you see basically a pile of weapons and gold and various metal objects made into a little nest, just like the image that was put in your head before. But there seem to be a couple of smaller pseudo dragons as well.
Oh, they got babies too. I don't like that.
And if you are still holding the one that you had been choking out, they see it, and they kind of like start chirping and trying to skitter away.
Yeah, I'm still holding it.
Yeah,
And they
so think the
actually
sound
see
of
the-
baby birds, but scared.
And they
the
actually
sound of
see
baby
that the
birds.
wolves have the dragons on the tree branch.
The ones that are behind the bush cannot see what's going on the other side.
Oh.
What color did you say these were?
They all seem to have dark red scales.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna look through the pile and see if I can find anything interesting.
It's mostly broken off pieces of weapons and armor, like just like a random like shoulder plate from a half plate set of armor. Nothing all that crazy or great in that regard, but you do find 11 gold.
Ooh. I'll take it. And then I give everybody, let's see.
Technically, there are 5 of you just because Captain Flowers is here, even though Justin isn't. But you can also all tell this is Captain Flowers, not Justin. He has composed himself, is standing up straighter, not making a bunch of weird noises.
I'm gonna give everybody 2 of that gold, and then I'm gonna keep 3.
All right.
You can keep my 2. You can have 5.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
I'm off to the side anyway, so.
Pixie ran away, so... Pixie, you're probably about like 200 feet away from them at this point.
Holy shit.
They have not been coming running after you.
That.
Expeditious retreat lasts for 10 minutes.
Why? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so you've been double dashing, going 90 feet every 6 seconds.
Holy shit.
So in about 18 seconds, you've actually gone about 270 feet.
I'm still running.
So you guys literally are watching an all-star linebacker just booking it down the road, basically.
This seems about right.
With the
And if it
exception of
helps,
she's a
I'm just
petite
gonna-
little woman, that is.
And if it helps, I'm just gonna start screaming at the top of my lungs just for shits and giggles.
I have no way of. Well, how far away?
She would be, let's say, halfway through that 90 feet, so that would make her about 315 feet away right now.
Yeah, I got no way of stopping that. I'm just gonna shrug and look at Wrath and be like, "You got anything?"
So
I was
Out
ways
of
away.
game, I mean, you could do send the wolves after me, the pups.
Oh yeah, but they're more intrigued by the fact that they get to play with pseudo dragons. They heard the rustling. They actually moved over towards Pius while he was looking at everything, and they're starting to chase around the two baby pseudo dragons.
Does she rush past me? Excuse me. Because I had moved off to get away from the thing, seeing what was going on there.
She wouldn't have come close enough for you to do something like grab her or anything like that.
Okay.
And you're only like probably 30 feet away from everyone.
Right. Okay.
But as she finishes making that next 90 feet, gets that 360 foot away, you all hear a piercing shriek in the air, like that of a giant eagle. Like the giant eagles from Lord of the Rings type giant eagle size.
Oh my.
Yeah, you hear two of those shrieks not too far away.
Wrath.
Maybe about 1,500 feet up the road.
Wrath not slams, but pushes his staff into the ground pretty hard, and you see the cloak on his person develop like lightning lines all the way down it.
All right.
Do I hear this too?
Yes. Yes, you do. You're closer to the shrieks than everyone else is. To the bird shrieks.
What was that piece of armor you said was in the pile?
There's just like a random shoulder plate off of a suit of half plate.
Would I be able to incorporate that onto my body?
It won't have any mechanical effects, but if you want to keep track, you might be able to build a set of half plate if you keep picking up pieces.
Yeah. You said it was a shoulder piece, a pauldron?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I would like to do that.
Good start.
Yep.
Yes.
So Pixie, do you keep running after hearing those shrieks? Do you keep running towards the scary yelling things? While everyone else is still back there with the pseudo dragons?
I mean, I think I kind of stop, and she has a calculation of how far she's gone.
Oh yeah, you're quite sure that you're about 360 feet away, 350 feet roughly from everybody else. And at the very least, you'd be getting feelings from Pixie being like, yo, your job is to be on the front, not to run away. So you at least have Pixie's feelings telling you, like, you should probably go back to everybody.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm just gonna take a run back.
Alright, Pixie starts barreling towards everyone again. Pius is basically sliding that pauldron onto his shoulder, and his pieces start to shift around and connect with and incorporate it as part of his body.
Feels nice.
So now RoboCop has a single pauldron.
I don't think I've ever seen you do that.
It's nifty, isn't it?
Yeah. We're gonna mess with that later.
Are you flirting with me?
No.
Sorry, I'm having one of those days.
I can tell. It's okay, bud. It's okay.
It's been crazy today.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
But yes, I can incorporate armor onto my body.
Do you know if you can incorporate anything else into your body? Or does it just have to be armor?
I've never tried.
See? Hence we're gonna mess with that later.
I wonder if I could put a cannon in my chest.
See? Getting on the same page now.
Oh, The
I was thinking-
possibilities.
I was thinking more of like a laser, but cannon works fine too.
Ooh.
Wrath is scanning the area where the shrieks came from if he heard them.
Yeah, you heard them. It's about 1,500 feet out. You can see that about where you think that the sounds are coming from, there are a large number of much smaller birds. You can't really tell. They're just regular sized birds that seem to be scared and flying away from that area now.
Okay.
Also, since you're technically inclining up the mountain on the road, you can kind of see the top of the tree line, and it seems to be rustling. You're not sure if that's from the birds leaving or whatever was shrieking, but you know the birds you see flying away definitely did not make that noise.
Okay.
We can see Pixie now running back towards us, right?
Yeah, and she's a good halfway. She's about halfway back to you guys at this point. There's been enough chatter for the time.
I gotta write this wolf's name down because I'm gonna keep forgetting it. Give me a second. I got my notepad.
Let me go ahead and type it up so you also have like exact spelling.
Thank you.
There's no 3 in the name of Nellie L.
Oh, sad.
And she absolutely, of course, noticing that you're kind of like have to ask a couple of times, she goes ahead and spells it for you so you can actually write it down in your notes in game, not just out of game.
I appreciate it.
But yeah, it's Nellie L. Yeah, Pixie's back there. The shrieking seems to have stopped. Wrath, if you're still looking out that way, you notice that the trees are still rustling, but it seems to be getting closer. Like something in the trees is moving towards you guys now.
We may have found our
out,
first. We may have found our first quarry, ladies and gentlemen.
Nelliel, any thoughts or ideas of what that noise could be?
Why do I not have that page open? I'm gonna go ahead and roll a check on her as soon as I finish pulling up the stat block. Because they don't exactly have knowledges as proficiencies, but they do have various... Well, they're not hyper intelligent. They're not even average human intelligence, so they have penalties. But she might know. Yes. She knows that there are harpies scattered across the entire mountain range. And that they will often hunt loud. They're attracted to loud noises, such as screaming.
Uh-oh. Well, we know why they were attracted.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, that's what like the not when I told you guys not to worry about the D20s, like that set was the pseudo dragons, but that long set I did before that was random encounters. And you rolled
Maybe
two
we should
random encounters back to back on time. Pseudo dragons, then harpies.
Maybe we should continue on our path and see if we can get away. Because there seem to be quite a distance.
They are the direction you're going, though.
Aren't we getting paid to take these things out?
I thought it was closer. Right? Yeah, I guess we are getting paid to take care of the things on the high road.
This seems like exactly what we're getting paid for.
On the high road. Yeah, you're right. Okay, should we... strategy-wise, do we think it's better to meet them or wait for them to come to us? As a caster, I like when things come to me.
Yeah, they're good ways out.
Do
Maybe
I
we.
hear that?
Yeah, you've gotten close enough. You're a part of this conversation.
I just leap into his arms and say, I came back! That's for you!
Wait, whose arms?
Nick's. Because Nick likes when things come to him. To them.
Oh.
Oh, I get it.
Oh,
Is Nick strong enough to hold her?
That's what I'm gonna check right now.
It's what, a 13 for plate armor?
help action. I'm gonna lift his
Uh,
elbows.
Brace
Well,
his back.
I did a strength saving throw for it, just out of shits and giggles. I got an 18. Not bad for Nick.
No, that's not bad at all. Yeah, like you definitely don't collapse or anything. You're not used to dealing with this much weight, but it's not a problem for you. You managed to brace yourself well for this.
Nice.
Yeah, so the female knight is in the squishy they's arms. Almost a
sight to
total role
behold.
reversal. So close to a total role reversal.
Ah, what a Kodak moment.
What? Explain this Kodak to me. Is that a mage?
Yeah, it was a great mage.
Yes, he was an avid painter.
Ah, okay.
He did caricatures.
Characters. Okay.
He was a flash painter.
I had a caricature done on me once in a port. I ended up nearly cutting the man's hand off for that.
Oh,
Captain Flowers lets out a furious bellow of laughter. You're sure that the extra noise is not helping the harpy issue, but he starts to let one out about the caricature and the Kodak commentary.
Yeah, well, you see, it wasn't that I didn't appreciate the art of it, but they had a child steal the picture and showed it to my crew, and they mocked me for weeks, you see.
ah.
I never got my hands back on it.
Well, I will keep an eye out.
I appreciate it, although I don't think we'll be seeing it this far north. But back to the harpy situation, maybe.
Ah, yes. That is the thing.
You notice they've closed about half of the distance to you already.
Do they? I mean, we're in the open, right? So they see us.
You are on the edge of the tree line.
I'm
they
gonna-
probably
I'm
wouldn't
gonna
see you through the
put-
trees they're moving through.
Okay.
There's one on the left side of the road, one on the right side of the road. Or the trees on both sides are rustling. It's not a ton of rustling, so you figure it's maybe one or two on each side, though.
Put Pixie down. Just like, if she doesn't stand up on her own, I'm just gonna lay her on the ground and stand back up. I'm gonna have my staff at the ready, and then the moment that I see more than one harpy in a group, about, let's say, 120 feet away from me, I am gonna fireball.
All right.
Preferably more than one of them.
You figure you guys have maybe 30 to 45 seconds before they get down to where you are?
I'm gonna. Do we just wait here?
Yeah, you
I
guys
actually
see Nick just
walked
starting to
to.
prepare themselves to cast a spell.
I walked to intercept the ones on the opposite side of the road from us.
All right. So you do got to go about like 60 feet that way. So that's a dash to do it in about 6 seconds.
Well, you said they're like 30 seconds away from us, right?
Yes.
So I just casually walk.
All right, that'll take about 12 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ready guiding bolt to hit the closest one
Okay.
in the pack.
Pixie, are you gonna ready anything in particular for when the harpies catch up to everyone? Are you gonna move closer to them so you can be in the middle of the group and the harpies? Anything like that?
I will let Pixie know I am going to cast Fireball first. You might not want to get into melee range until after I Fireball them.
Come over with me, Pixie. I think maybe 2 on each side would be best. I won't be fireballing anything.
All right, Pixie, you've been given some options. I just need to know what you're doing now. Let's see if you can figure out how to get off mute.
I've been talking to myself the whole time.
I figured you're
Thank you.
normally quick
Thank
to
you for-
respond, so
Thank you, Jess, for letting me know.
yeah. So what's Pixie gonna do?
So I think I will just go over to Nick. Since he kind of invited me.
So Wrath invited you. I'm
Oh,
going to
sorry. You guys sound exactly alike.
I'm sorry.
No.
Okay, so you're following Wrath then to the other side then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. It doesn't exactly take too long until you can see the harpies coming into view through the tree line. It's not super dense tree line. But Nick, you only see one on each side as they come into view and kind of get the one on your side about the time it's getting to 120 feet.
Okay, thought I can't take care of both.
Unfortunately, no. I didn't feel like throwing a ton of harpies just because they're a full challenge 1, unlike most everything else you've dealt with.
Okay, well, it has to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right, time for it to fail.
These are fairly dexterous, I thought.
They only have a +1.
Oh, is that it? I thought it was at least a +2. Dang.
Nah, their bonus, they're not terribly strong. They don't have super high stats. Most of theirs, being a special creature, is actually they have a form of siren song.
Oh, yeah.
It's an 11. It failed, though, for sure.
Yeah, my dex is a 16 saving throw. Damn, I rolled really shitty on my fireball, actually. That's like 4 1s.
You're very muffled.
How much?
30 damage.
30? It still needs...
Yeah, 30 damage.
That is still enough for it to roll a massive damage save.
My Discord connected to my phone is connected to my Bluetooth headphones, which are underneath my other headphones. That's why you can hear me at all.
Huh.
That would explain why you kind of got a little muted there for a moment. It passed the massive damage save. You definitely throw it off, though, and it dips about, 30 feet towards the ground. But not all the way back down. And it does not look good. But it was... both of the harpies were absolutely ready for whenever they got close to whatever the hell was screaming. So their prepared actions, their readied actions kind of kick in. And everyone needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oof.
Yay.
11 for Wrath.
All right, Pius?
24.
24, all right. Nick?
Hey, 24.
Hey, let's go.
Sweet. All I need is Pixie's wisdom save then. which is not a good one.
I die.
So
Uh-oh.
you and Captain Flowers both rolled a natural 1.
Oh my.
So the two of you
Uh-oh.
fail. The wolves pass, though, as well as everyone else in the party.
I'm gonna do cure wounds because I know this is gonna hurt.
You can't. You're charmed.
She
And
can't be charmed.
oh yeah, no, you're right. As an elf, you can't be
Elf.
charmed, can you? Okay.
No,
Pixie,
you have
go.
advantage on that, I thought. Or,
No, it's
or is
immune to
it
magical
straight immune?
sleep. You're immune to magical sleep.
Yeah, but
yeah,
you
yeah.
have advantage
advantage
on.
So
to-
roll that
on
again,
avoiding-
Pixie.
On avoiding a charmed condition. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
Pixie, go ahead and roll a second time. I can... Unless you roll another natural 1, you'll do better.
Hey.
Alright, you got a 13 there. So it's just Captain Flowers. He's the only one that kind of fails. And you notice that he's gone from being not necessarily specifically readying anything, but being ready for combat. And he kind of just lowers his arms and breaks into a full sprint towards the harpy on the right side of the road.
Can I react to that since I wasn't holding an action or anything?
You can, absolutely. You are on opposite sides of the road, so you're about 60 feet away from each other.
Never
Am I
mind then.
supposed to?
I didn't know where he was. Never mind then.
Yeah, Pixie, Wrath are on the left side. Nick, Pius, the wolves, the pseudo-dragons, well, everyone but Pixie and Wrath are on the right side.
Okay.
So he's running towards them, right?
Yes.
How much rope do I have?
Rope? You've got 50 feet.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna like try to rope him up and just kind of, hold
Alright.
him there.
He is basically going to have to run past you, so go ahead and make an athletics check.
Either 2 or 5.
I don't know, I'm currently looking at Captain Flowers. What was it? 17? You didn't even beat his base roll, and he has a +8 athletics to shove you away. Yeah, you do nothing to stop him as he keeps running past. On that note, though, initiatives.
Initiative.
Now that we're past all the held actions.
I had a guiding bolt ready.
Oh, you're right. And they should be in range. So, yeah, let's get that guiding bolt. It'd be at the one on the right side is the one that's close enough to hit.
Okay. Fuck's sake. That's a 9.
9 is definitely not going to hit. So that is a miss.
Piss. It's a wasted spell slot.
I can't remember what my initiative is.
It's going to be on that first page, and it's going to be in the box that says initiative.
It's usually just your dex modifier.
Unless
Right.
you're a bard or a rogue.
Wrath. What's your total?
8.
That is
8 in total.
That's probably going to be down there a little bit.
Yep.
Then Nick, how about you?
I actually rolled really well. 19 total.
I'm glad you are, because I am rolling very poorly tonight.
My like D20 rolls have been great. My damage rolls, not so much.
Oh, yeah, my damage roll was actually good.
I got a 22.
22, so Pius up at the top. The wolves are way down at the bottom. They got that natural 2 in the chat.
Right.
Are you sure
Can't
that wasn't
feel-
the harpies?
No, the harpies got the 15. Captain Flowers got the 12.
They can't feel too bad. I rolled a 3, so.
All right, we got
Look at that. You're as fast as
Pixie got a
wolves.
16.
True. Running with wolves.
And the harpies. So the harpies and Pixie tied, but Pixie has the better modifier, so she is first in the turn order compared to the
Really?
yes.
What's their modifier?
+1. You have a +3.
Wow.
So you go first since you both got a 16 total. That makes the order Pius, Nick, Captain Flowers, Pixie, the Harpies, Wrath, and then the Wolves.
Okay.
So, Pius, you are up first. You are approximately 100 feet away from the Harpy on your side. Considerably further away from the one on the left.
Sorry, you said 100?
Yes.
Well, shit. Do I have a crossbow? I forgot. I do. I forgot what the range on a crossbow is. Is it 120 feet?
Oh, wait, no, it's 120, 240, isn't it?
Let me pull that up real quick. I think it is like 120, 240, but you said crossbow.
Hand heavy or light?
Yeah.
It's light.
Light is 8320.
Damn.
Yeah, so you could shoot at it, but you would have disadvantage at this range.
That's fine. Fuck it. I'm doing it.
Yeah,
Rock and
because
roll,
the
baby.
smaller number is your standard range, and the bigger number is maximum range with disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, that's not good. That's a 9. Again.
9!
That is that is gonna be a miss. That is gonna be a miss.
Kicking our slosh.
We're gonna become the Mighty 9, y'all.
The Mighty 9.
Oh,
We do
man.
need a
Just-
team name, though.
Just wait until you encounter the knights on the road. The random knights who are there for some reason. And they just keep shouting, "Nee!"
we are no longer
Oh,
the knights
no.
who say "nee."
Oh, no.
We are now the knights that say "Eke, eke, eke, kaplang sa boy ni wong."
That was well done.
Thanks.
Let's see. Do I have a bonus action?
Of course, make sure you're tracking your ammo, of course.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm gonna move towards them.
Alright. 30 feet closer.
Wait. Actually, who has the lowest AC in the party?
15 for me.
I'm gonna assume me, but
I think it's me.
You don't have Mage Arm?
I really doubt you have the lowest AC in the party, Pixie.
I know
You're
Pius
literally
has
the
a 19, since I was just looking. Pixie, you have an 18. Definitely not the lowest.
So,
I have
Nick...
14.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're one below me.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on Nick then.
Ooh.
Alright.
Gives you +2 to AC. Okay, and then, yeah, I'm gonna walk towards him then. 30 feet.
Okay. Awesome. that makes it Nick's turn. Nick has some AC. Still
Yep.
about you're like 95 feet away because you're like a square closer to them than Pius was.
All right. I will on the one that I cast Fireball.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna follow up with a Chill Touch.
Okay. Chill Touch has a heckin' range, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. 120 feet on Chill Touch.
Yeah,
It's only
absolutely.
a D6 though, isn't it?
Range spell attack. Yeah, so go ahead, roll to hit. It's 1d8 actually. Necrotic.
Oh, it's a
geez.
D8 from it.
Yep, it's pretty good.
That's
And
why I
it
was
makes
thinking
it
of
to where
it as
they
an
can't
ice
heal.
spell. I was thinking of it as an ice spell and not a necrotic spell. Ice spells
That's
tend to
ice
have
nice.
shorter range. But that's because they tend to come with like debuffs as well.
Well, yeah,
Well,
they
this
normally
one
come
does too.
up and they
Yeah.
cover an area. 13 to hit.
That hits.
1d8. 6.
6.
Their
Alright.
AC is that fucking low and I missed twice? Are you kidding me? Good lord.
Yeah. It's 11. That's their AC.
Fuck!
Literally, it's like average with any bonus.
Pius is very sad right now.
Yeah, it's still up in the air. And as far as the hand clings to the target, it is not grabbing its wings, so it can still fly.
Okay. How you said that Wrath is how far away from me? You said over 60 feet, right?
Roughly 60 feet.
Okay.
And that's
Alright.
just because you're on the right side, they're on the left side, and there's about 60 feet between the two tree lines.
I'm gonna use the rest my walking speed to cover the 30.
Okay.
Going at a diagonal as best I can, and then I'm gonna cast Starlight Step. It is
What does that do?
It's basically Misty
it's-
Step, isn't it?
It's Misty Step, but for Astral Elves.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
gonna
racial feature.
I'm gonna Misty Step, Starlight Step, in front of Wrath to like try and body block him as best I can. I'm not really the best for this, but
Hello,
I'm gonna
hello my friend.
Your living cover. Meat shield.
So, what are you actually doing? Are you like running and
Teleporting, basically, essentially.
Nick dashed a little bit, then teleported, and is now standing like directly in front of Wrath after the teleportation.
Yep, I'm just right there next to Wrath.
Okay.
That would make it Captain Flowers' turn, who, because of that held action turning into I ran 30 feet, he's only about 70 feet away, and he now goes another 60 feet towards the harpy, into the trees. And that is going to be his turn.
Wow, didn't know we were getting rid of 2 characters today.
I didn't either, but he failed that save. Luckily, he's running at the harpy that's nearly dead.
Silver linings?
I've seen that movie. It's pretty good. All right.
Oh, silver linings. So, whose turn?
I had to double check real quick whether they got a save at whether he got a save at the end of his turn or not. He does. Hooray!
Yay!
With a natural 2 this time. Better than a natural 1, but he still fails.
Really? I always thought of Captain Flowers as a wise man.
I mean, he is until he rolls a 1 or a 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would bring it to Pixie's turn now. Pixie, you're on the side of the road, about 100 feet away from the harpy that has not been hurt.
I didn't know there was such things as wise men. Good to know.
Wise men? What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
There's absolutely wise men. They're just on the same level as a stupid woman. It's fine.
Oh, got it. That works.
Yeah, so Pixie, what you gonna do? You're about 100 feet away from the nearest harpy.
So I'm gonna do the
You
Is that
still
a
have
cantrip?
expeditious retreat, so you could run 90 feet towards it.
Oh, I could run 90 feet and then I could jump.
Yeah, you could try to do that. You could run 60 feet and try to jump if you wanted to use the jump spell, because you'd have to use your action for the spell.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
All right, go ahead and roll an athletics check, and that is your second spell slot, so you are out of spell slots.
Or should I try to help out the team with it?
At the moment, it doesn't seem like it's a big deal, and you are getting closer to the end of the day where you guys need to find camp, so it's really up to you whether you want to use that spell slot or not. But I mean, it would be pretty cool if you could jump up and, grab a harpy.
I think what I'll do is I'll just cast my electric thing. I know it's a cantrip.
That has to be within 15 feet. You're gonna have to spend your whole turn just getting towards the harpy first. But if you scream, it'll know it was you that it was screaming earlier.
Oh my gosh, I was gonna say that. I'm gonna scream.
Yeah. So Pixie bolts 90 feet towards just Olympic runs 90 feet towards the unharmed harpy and just starts screaming at it again. That brings it to the harpy's turn. They use their bonus actions to continue singing and maintaining it. On that note, though, everybody needs to go ahead and make a wisdom save again, because you passed one of their saves, but not the other one.
14 for Wrath.
Alright, that's pass. You're now immune to both harpy songs.
18.
18 for Nick is good. And Pius?
13.
13, you're good. Pixie, wisdom save. $19, you're good. Okay, all of you and the wolves are immune to both Pixie's song now.
Heck yeah.
Yay.
So there's no more worries about that, and at this point, they're only singing because Captain Flowers is succumbed. But now they actually get their turn. So the harpy that is closer to you, Pixie, dives down 40 feet. It is still about 15 feet above you, though, so it can't make any attacks on you. And it's gonna just call its turn there. The other one, dive bombs a heck of a lot faster, and gets pretty much right next to Captain Flowers within about 10 feet. That moves on to Wrath's turn. You are about 90 feet away, or 85 feet away from the harpy on your side. Wrath.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize that button was pressed. I am so sorry.
All good.
So I'm 90 feet from the one on our side, and there's one that was previously damaged on the opposite side.
Yeah, that one is
That's right.
so far out from you at the moment.
And the one on our side, you said it's like flying 15 feet in the air right now?
Yeah, it's about 15 feet above the top of Pixie, so it's 20 feet. Fourth square
Okay.
up.
So Wrath, still holding the small dragon in his arm like a sleeping cat, is just going to casually walk forward his 30 feet, and then as he picks up his staff and points it towards the harpy in the air, you see his cloak turn almost white as the white in the lightning lines expands. Everything except the ship that was in the center, which is still a dark, like almost like an ink stain on it at this point, as he casts lightning at the harpy in the air. Lightning strike, rather. I'm sorry. It needs to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
And I believe it failed. It got a 14.
Yes, the DC is 17, so that is 9d6 damage. Give me one moment, please.
96. I mean, it could survive this. It could survive this really well, actually, if you rolled all ones.
True.
I'm still preparing for the massive damage roll, though.
That is 31 damage, lightning damage.
Alright. So it failed the massive damage. Still technically alive, depending on how that massive damage goes. I never have the massive damage table ready to go, so you're gonna have to give me a moment to bring that up.
Yep, while you do that, so yeah, as his cloak turns this bright white with the ink stain in the middle, you just see a lightning bolt shoot from his staff into the harpy.
Beautiful.
That is the right table.
Thank you. And as the light fades from the bolt itself, his cloak slowly darkens back to the way it was before with the faint lightning lines on it.
Alright.
I love this cloak, by the way.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not going to be on that one. Oh, I dislike this. I dislike trying to find this table right now.
I don't know if you guys know what hyperphantasia is, but
No, I don't.
It's a spectrum. Like aphantasia is the lower, and hyperphantasia is the higher, and it's the ability to see things in your mind. And aphantasia on the bottom is like nothing. You just can't see anything at all.
Okay.
But I'm on the opposite side where I can see things like I'm looking at them with my eyes. So every time you describe that, I see it.
Yeah, I assumed a lot of people thought that way. It kind of blew my mind whenever I read the article about people not having inner monologues.
Yeah, I think only, I don't know how accurate this is, but I think only 15% of people have hyperphantasia.
Okay.
You'll have to re-describe hyperphantasia to me real quick, because I only caught parts of that.
So, aphantasia is on the bottom of the spectrum, and hyperphantasia is on the top. And with aphantasia, you cannot see anything in your mind's eye at all. My wife has that. She can see like blurry images, so she's a little higher than the bottom.
Yeah.
But she cannot, like, I can see vivid images as if I'm actually looking at them in my mind's eye.
Well, I'm gonna have to say I'm on that hyper side, because for me, it's really hard sometimes with the communication thing. We've discussed me and like my communication issues, but like my active thinking is in the form of pictures. I don't think in words.
Yeah, so you're definitely on the hyper Fantasia side.
Yeah. Also, boom chakalaka. That percent roll for the massive damage was a 69.
Nice.
And so the fun part that Pixie is aware of, and Justin, if you were here, a roll of 69. It does not matter what the roll was. If the total result is a 69, something naughty happens. So you just lightning bolt this thing. It gets massive damage for a whopping 69 on the die, and I have no idea how that could possibly turn sexual.
Yeah, me either.
It's boobies flop all over the place.
Right, like
the lightning
just
just
be
burns up all the feathers and it's left nude.
Yeah, like it doesn't necessarily have to be like actually attractive or like that type. It just has to involve that kind of sexual nature in some way. So I mean, zaps its wings, it crashes to the ground, incapacitated. We're putting it at 0 hit points is what we're gonna say the massive damage effect itself was. Yeah, it crashes down. There's just nothing covering anything. It is completely exposed at this point. And it seems to be dripping. Between its legs has gotten really wet. And it does let out like a guttural screeching moan at the same time as it hits and it falls unconscious. Crashing into the ground.
I'm going to make a personal roll.
A personal roll.
Turned on? Question mark.
Yep, that's a 19. Pius is oddly turned on.
All right.
Even though he has no idea why.
Sounds like we have some furries. I mean,
couldn't be me. What are you talking about?
It definitely couldn't be the Moogle sitting here DMing the game. That's for sure. I'm not into, women with wings. Definitely not.
Well, Deuce is in Pius, and Deuce is a furry, so
Well, I think at this point I need to back out because it can go wrong really quickly. So I'm just gonna leave this conversation.
Yeah. So Pixie, it's definitely worth noting that this harpy, you just see the lightning slam into it. Its feathers kind of and flare off in the heat, and this naked winged woman just crash lands right in front of you. Hits the ground, tumbling, rolling, and it's just literally at your feet, on its back, naked body exposed upwards.
Right, now you're making me play this.
I mean, you can still walk away when it comes to your turn. It's the wolf's turn, though. And they are just continuing to chase around the pseudo-dragons. So, back up to the top, it's Pius's turn.
I would assume that the harpy that got electrocuted is dead.
At the very least, it's unconscious. At this distance, you can't tell, especially since you're on the opposite side of the road. You're on the side of the road with the one that is still conscious.
Okay, I'm gonna attack that one. I'm just gonna hit it with how close is it?
About 50 feet away.
Shit.
You can move before you attack.
Yeah, but I only have 30 foot, and I
Yeah,
want
that
smack
puts you
it
20.
with my mace.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Can't do that. Well, I do have. I don't want to use my last spell slot just yet.
This is why you need damage cantrips.
Well, I have Sacred Flame. I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame.
Oh wait, did I just meet a grave cleric that didn't have Toll the Dead?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Is that possible? What?
I didn't realize this existed.
Yeah, in a 60-foot range, yeah, you can get it. And that is a dex save on its part.
Mm-hmm.
What is our save DC that it has to pass?
That would be a 15.
It definitely failed with a 9.
Hell yeah.
9!
So-
More 9s!
9! This is how it started.
9? 9?
8. Okay. That's a 2.
That's a 2? Well,
It's a 2.
that's wonderful, because the only thing you could have rolled that wouldn't have taken it down was a 1.
Oh, wow.
It had 2 hit points.
Yeah,
Nice.
I
So,
kind of
yeah.
fucked it up.
Yeah, that fireball.
For real. It falls unconscious, hits the ground. It dropped about 20 feet or so to the ground as well. Collapsed into it, went rolling. It falls unconscious. Captain Flowers snaps back to. We can stay in turn order. Captain Flowers basically yells out, "You bloody bastard, I'll end your life. You're still breathing." And he's going to keep beating on this still living harpy. He's not a fan of being controlled.
Can't blame him.
So yeah.
Pixie, would you do me the honors of finishing that one off?
Yes! I'm gonna electrify the shit out of it.
Do it.
Alright, so you see, Pixie, do you want to do anything special about it, or literally just sit there and use the spell on it? Because you can still jump in the air and use it and pull it up into the sky, slightly.
That sounds kind of cool, but no, I don't want to use that spell.
I mean, you
I
can
think
jump
I'm gonna-
without the spell. That's a totally normal thing for humans to do. You'll just
Nope,
only jump
can't
like
jump without spells.
2.5 feet off the spell. You'll
Never
jump
seen
like
it.
2.5 feet in the air, and then that would be that.
That's never
Yeah.
happened before.
Okay, yeah, I'll just jump it and without using the spell and see if I could just fling it over trees or something.
Yeah, I mean, you pull it towards you. Wrath, you know exactly what she's... Well, you know exactly what the spell she's using is. Maybe not exactly what she's doing.
It was
she just
exactly
kinda-
what I would have done.
Yeah, you just see her, like, hop in the air. And, I mean, she gets a decent amount of air for being a standing jump. She goes, like, 2.5 feet up. And then just lightning lures it upwards.
Mm-hmm. Very well done.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to finish killing them. They're both dead.
At
Kind of
this
a
point,
shocker, isn't it, guys?
I very much enjoyed the fireworks. At this point, anyone paying attention notices the lightning lines on Wrath's cloak turn to small lines that more resemble rain than lightning.
Yeah.
Well, a job well done, I say.
Yes, that was fun.
Agreed.
I go over to one of the bodies, and do they have, like, big talons?
Yes, they do. So they have the structure of a human woman, essentially, except that they also have wings on their back, which, since if you go to the one closer to you, no feathers, just this big, meaty set of wings, and then they have clawed feet, very similar to that of an eagle's. And their mouth has a beak. They have a beak instead of, like, human lips.
Pull out a knife, and I cut one of the feet off close to the ankle.
Alright, go ahead and roll survival to see how well you do it. What was that, Pixie?
I'll take the beak. That way I can put the beak on the witch's head.
Go ahead and roll a survival as well.
That is an 8.
An 8? You do get it off, but you kind of screw it up a little bit. You don't get a good clean cut, and it kind of loses part of the bird-like claw at the top. You
Okay.
don't get it like clean across between the claw and the human leg portion.
Okay. I start looking through my inventory for something to wrap this in.
All right, well, that's up to you looking through your inventory. If you have something to wrap it in, go for it.
Or
I
did you say
don't. I
anything?
just. Good.
What was that, Pixie?
Where did you say I need to roll?
Survival.
I go ahead and just take a little bit of the rope that I had untied off of the small dragon and tie it to the outside of my backpack where any blood still dripping out of it will fall on the ground.
All right. Luckily, there's not a ton of blood for the claw to really have dripping out of it, so it seems to have mostly stopped dripping by the time you even finish doing anything with it at all.
Okay. I
Pixie,
just shoved it in my backpack.
Pixie, that 18 on your survival. Yeah, you get the beak off nice and clean. It's not dripping or anything. You're not worried about anything like that. So you can go ahead and just put a heartbeat beak
Slap it
in
right
your
on the
inventory.
witch's head?
I mean, you're gonna have to find a way to attach it, but you have the pieces at the moment.
I wonder if I could use my tinker thing and see if I could do it that way.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to attach two separate parts. Your tinker's tools probably have like some screws and nails in them as well. So yeah, you can go ahead and roll tinker's tools if you want. Well, you don't have tinker's tools actually. You don't have the physical equipment on you. You didn't buy those before you left town. You just know how to use them. You have to get a hold of them still.
Damn.
I'm sure we'll be talking to Patches sometime soon. You'll be able to pick up a set.
Really? I wanted to throw him off the cliff a long time ago.
I don't blame you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's about like 4 p.m. right now. Y'all have had a chance to do what's what. The pseudo dragons have woken up. The adult ones definitely had a panic about the wolves chasing the smaller ones. But Nelliel kind of took that moment and explained to the pseudo dragons, like, yeah, we're not gonna kill you. We're not happy you tried to steal from us. Not gonna kill you. The kids are just playing. You know, like one parent to another, like the kids are just playing. So, yeah. What do y'all want to do?
Well, I suggest we move on as much as we can while we have the daylight we do. And I kind of lean over to Nick. I don't want to camp near a bunch of thieves.
I agree with that. We should probably get going. You might want to let your balloon down. As I gestured to the one that he had
Oh, no.
tied up.
This one's coming with us.
Oh, you want a pet?
A partner.
Okay.
Wrath, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check, because it can understand what you're saying.
Oh, is it? Oh, I was actually going to speak with it. 24.
Sorry, my cat just totally jumped up on my computer and hit the enter button.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, well, it's going to have an initial reaction based on kind of just even what you're saying right now. Like, oh no, he's going to kidnap me. Oh, wants a partner? The 24 doesn't make it, like, loyal to you or anything. But it's flattered, at least. It uses telepathy to kind of get that across, that, like, wow. Well, I'm honored that you would consider that, at least.
Well, I'm glad you're honored, because the other option, and I kind of angle him to where he's looking at the wolves, isn't quite as satisfying. I say this all in Draconic, and then I look at him and I say, you do speak the mother's tongue, don't you? In Draconic.
Go ahead and roll an intimidation check on this one.
Okay.
Just because you're threatening to feed it to the wolves.
Natural 20 for 28.
Damn.
Oh yeah, no. These guys are little chicken shits. They're sneakies.
That's what I was hoping for. Yeah.
So yeah, no, he's like, oh, yeah. Like he can't actually speak it, and you can get through the telepathy that general idea of, I know the mother's tongue, but I can't speak. My mouth can't make those noises.
This is enough to communicate.
Yeah, it's not gonna resist going with you in the least.
Okay. If I get the sense of that, then I would go ahead and untie it and just have him like ride on my shoulder or backpack or wherever he feels comfortable.
Hey, can you get me one of them? I want to take one. Please?
Well, he's a new member of the group. He's here for all of us.
Well, I want one of my own personally, please.
The others start trying to skitter away as fast as possible when they hear that yet another one of them is going to be taken. And Nellie kind of stands in the middle, disapproving of kidnapping sentient creatures as a whole.
I feel like
I'm gonna use my jump, and I'm gonna jump on one of them.
You're gonna have to roll an athletics check to try grappling one. You have disadvantage because they're kind of small.
Is it okay to do this now, or?
You can absolutely go ahead and try to, assault and kidnap. Nothing's stopping you from doing that.
I think it's a 5.
Wow.
Let's see. Pixie's athletics is a 5.
Yes, I managed to get one.
You gotta roll twice and take the lower. You have disadvantage.
What?
They have a +2, not a +1. So that was 14 is their roll. Not that great, but still.
Yes.
Hey, 16 and a 15, so before modifiers,
Nice.
so that's pretty good. Yeah, no, you managed to run up and just kind of like and tackle one of them and grab it as well. And it goes like limp, like, I don't want to fight this, I don't want to die. These things are horrified and just absolutely scared of you after seeing what you did to these harpies. Harpies eat pseudo-dragons just because they're small and easy to eat. So...
So, can I name it Bobo?
You can see the disapproval in its eyes, but it's not like it can stop you.
Yes, I'm gonna call it Bobo.
Alright, so we have a pseudo-dragon named Bobo and a pseudo-balloon dragon that's not such a pseudo-balloon dragon anymore.
True.
Yeah, are you all ready to move on then?
Yep.
Back to the road. The next few hours go by uneventfully. Sun is starting to set, and survival checks if you want to start looking for camp now, or you can keep traveling if you'd like.
I say keep traveling.
We shouldn't exhaust ourselves on the first day out, but if you really want to push, we can.
Maybe just for a couple more hours.
I'll move along the outskirts and try to hunt for some food while we proceed.
I got good berries.
Yeah, you can go ahead and kind of be more in the tree line, searching for possible food. Go ahead and roll a survival check for that.
23.
23. 23.
Am I not turned around? Yes.
All right. So those next 2 rolls there are, of course, random encounter checks. I'm rolling a lot of under 5s, and that's just like the baseline chance right there of an encounter. So, and of course that goes up with every time you don't encounter something. So, you're 23, all great, fine dandy. You're kind of looking over, and you see over on the side there's this large group of bushes, and of course there are trees. And you notice that the bushes look like they have a variety of berries, strawberries and blueberries. And then the palm trees all seem to have some nice ripe coconuts hanging ready for the taking as well.
I gather up enough.
Okay,
I'm gonna take them, but I'm not gonna eat them.
So all of you kind of stop when Rat's like, hey, there's food over here that we can gather. That way we don't have to burn resources. And you all start heading that way, and he's ahead of you guys. Nick, anything preemptive? It sounded like you were trying to say something.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if I could find any like coffee cherries.
Okay. Absolutely can try in a moment. But as you all are approaching, like, you can see over into this area where Wrath was looking. And Wrath, as soon as you kind of get over there and start trying to pick the bushes, not good stuff happens.
Okay.
Why isn't that popping up? That should be considered a mountain creature.
Hmm.
Do. Oh, yeah. So all 4 bushes, lash out at you with vines, and, critical hit.
Oh no.
With their advantage. So they deal 2 damage per hit for 8 slashing damage.
Okay.
And that is when it becomes clear that these are awakened shrubs and not just regular old berry bushes.
Alrighty.
So that would be another initiative, basically, everyone.
Not so high this time.
A little bit better for me.
I got a 13.
13 for Pius. Nick, how about you?
11.
11. Not 111.
Nope, not 111.
Whoa.
Captain Flowers got a 19. Pixie got a 16. Again. Wrath,
What's
what about
your-
you?
Actually, I think that was actually a +4, so it's actually 17.
I got a
Now your
16.
initiative is +3. Got a 16 as well. Okay, Pixie's got a +3 initiative. What about you, Wrath?
I have +5.
Alright, that means Pixie actually has a 15.5. And the Awakened Shrubs got a -1 dex, so they got a 9. Oh wait, hold on, that's the Wolves. Because Wolves are next in the roll line. So the Wolves got themselves like an 11. And our Awakened Bushes got a 1 with a -1. For a total of 0, basically. Which doesn't exist. So
1.
Yes, they got a 1. They got the first attack in, but that was the end of it. Okay. that puts Captain Flowers at the top of the turn order. He was a bit distracted though, I guess. He has to spend his whole turn just kind of getting over there. He quickly he wasn't heading that way, but he quickly reacted after he realized there was trouble. So he spends his whole turn just getting over there. And then next up after Captain Flowers would be Wrath.
Do I know? So, whenever I use Thunderclap, obviously I am not included in each creature within 60 feet of me. But would I know if the little dragon on my back would?
So you would know well enough, you have enough experience with magic, that when a spell is a radius that starts at you, it's kind of your whole space is immune.
Okay, so he would be fine being as close to me as he is.
Yes, he is so close that he's actually inside of it before it starts.
Okay. In which case, I am going to... There's 3 of them, you said? Are they like one in front of me, one on my right, one on my left? Or...
There are 4 of them. You are surrounded.
Oh. Okay, so all 4 directions.
Yep.
Okay. Wrath lifts his staff up and just slams it down at his feet using Thunderclap.
What save is that? A con?
That is a con save, yes. 17 DC.
They got a 15. By the way, that +0 is
nice.
the best
So,
modifier.
2d6 thunder damage, and they are all deafened for 1 minute.
Thank God they're already deaf.
Oh, are they? Damn.
They don't have ears.
Well, you never know. 6 damage. 6 thunder damage to each of them.
6. Alright.
And, yeah, that's about all I can do without getting destroyed. I need help! As you all hear this deafening clap of thunder come from Wrath.
It doesn't it go out to like 300 feet or some ridiculous amount?
This one is 600 feet.
Yeah.
That's as
Good
far as you
lord.
can hear it, at least.
Yes,
Wrath is not a quiet person.
he is not.
Alright, after Wrath would be Pixie then.
So I'm with Raph, right?
Yeah, you're like 15 feet away.
And we're both caught up in the tree, right? Or the
No,
bush?
no. Wrath is basically surrounded by like 4 small bushes, and you're like 10 feet back from one of those bushes.
If I do electrify, I don't really actually know the name of it. We just picked
Lightning
this company.
lure.
Yeah, so if I do lightning lore,
You could grab
would
one
that
of the
hurt him?
bushes and pull it closer to you.
I can do that.
Yeah, you can do that.
I'll walk it and then pull the bush and then do the lightning lore.
Now I just have to remember what type of save it is.
Strength save.
Strength save, that's right. They got a -4 on that, which brings their
Nice.
their save down to 14 total. And Pixie should have a pretty high spell DC up there with everyone else's. Yeah, 15. So it fails. It gets pulled closer. You get to deal 1d8 damage.
Whoopsh.
Did I do that right?
Yes, you did. All right, you dealt
Okay.
4 lightning damage to it. It is got no resistances or anything with lightning. And so the first sound wave from the thunder just and blew off like half of the leaves on these things. And then Pixie just whips it and pulls it through the air. And as it like kind of slams down on the ground in front of her, the most of the rest of the leaves get knocked off, and it just kind of like slumps and falls over. Is dead.
Nice.
So Pixie, you can
I'm gonna
still
pick
move.
off. I'm gonna pick off the food.
You're gonna pick off the food? Combat's not over. I'm gonna start collecting these berries. Alright.
Oh,
Alright.
wait, combat's not over?
There's still 3 more bushes.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. Sorry.
Yeah, there's 4
Well, I did,
bushes
but
and
I
you
guess
grab
I-
the one closest.
No, get the food. I'm down with this.
Just start collecting the berries.
Okay.
It's good. Yeah, you used your action, so you'll have to wait on that. But after pick C, we would then have Pius. Pius is up next.
I'm gonna walk and stand in between. Well, as much as I can in between Wrath and these bushes, and then I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Wrath.
All right. So there's not really enough space for you to do that. There's enough space that you can move through his space, but you can't really stop in it. So you get next to
excuse
him
me,
where
coming
that
through.
other bush was. Yeah, you could stop where the bush that Pixie grabbed. You could stop where that one was before she attacked, and you'd be right next to him, though.
Okay. Well, I'm still gonna cast it then. Yeah, so that's 1d4 plus 7. That's 10 health.
Ooh, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
My friend, you aid me this day. I shall not forget it.
No one will fall as long as I don't breathe. As long as I am conscious.
Stand.
Yes. As long as I am standing, no one of my friends will fall.
You hear kind of a familiar voice, not terribly far away. Just kind of. He could still do it if he were on the ground. To be honest, standing's irrelevant.
Is he following us?
Probably.
By this point, we've come over 6 seconds on talk, so Pius, you still technically have a little bit of movement, but you have your bonus action as well.
I don't know if I have.
No. Healing Word is a bonus action, I thought.
Is it?
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, but Healing Word is.
It is. So you have an action.
Shit, I need to pay better attention. Well, Sacred Flame. Fuck it.
Do it! Burn this bush.
All right.
Rah!
Be like Moses in this bitch.
Sunbeam.
It definitely fails with its natural 9 because it doesn't have Jack Diddle for a bonus. As a
9!
penalty.
More fucking
9.
nines. It's a sign.
9.
True.
9.
It's a 9 sign. Okay. Here comes the damage. 5.
5 radiant damage. Takes that SOB to the ground. And since it's radiant, it doesn't burn anything.
Darn.
It definitely
Someday.
shakes loose a whole bunch of the leaves and the berries, though. That would make it Nick's turn.
Alrighty.
Fireball.
Everybody duck. No, I will. They're plants. They have bad decks. I will position myself, if I can, to where I won't hit anybody with a cone. And
Yeah,
I will
you should be able to do that.
I will cast Burning Hands on the 3. If I can get all 3.
Beautiful.
So there's only 2 left because Pius just took down a second.
Okay. So yeah, I'll hit the last 2.
It's a dexterity save, con save.
Dex.
Okay, got a 17.
That passes.
Your DC is a 16?
Yep.
Just barely.
Or half as
Try,
much.
okay.
So they take half as much on a save.
Okay.
So I rolled 8, so they take 4.
Oh, how wonderful. That was the last of their health.
4 fire damage.
So yeah, these ones just get ignited. The berries are gone off these two.
Damn.
That was 1/4 of the food you would have found with that 23. Or
Still
that's
You
one
idiot,
half.
you
Oh, yeah.
ruined all of our food.
Sorry.
Now, admittedly,
You can
with that 23, you would have found 11 and a half pounds of berries. So you guys still found like 5.5 pounds of berries, which is enough to feed all of you for the night, even if you hadn't eaten a good berry. So
Awesome.
yeah, you've got berries to munch on, go to sleep, not feel hungry, all that fun stuff.
Everyone just put some in your pockets, and you just, you pop one every now and then when you get hungry.
Yeah,
Are
Just like
any-
my ball bearings.
Exactly. See, now we're all. You should try a cherry or a berry, whatever this is.
are there any coffee cherries in there?
we're gonna roll because I only said strawberries and blueberries, so there were still 2 more bushes. How common of a... Let's see, how common would those cherries just generally be in the real world?
In tropical climates. I don't know how common they are, but I know that they do tend to grow in tropical climates.
Well, this area's got some tropical plant life, so I'd say probably about a 20% chance. 11, yeah. One of the 2 remaining bushes is what you're looking for. The other is strawberries.
Yes.
Everyone just, we'll just divvy them up. Get a little bit of each, like a trail mix.
I'll start gathering. I will show the coffee cherries to the rest of the group and say, any of these, give to me, and I will have gifts in the morning.
Oh,
Okay.
exciting.
Very.
Yep. About the time you're finishing picking them up, dividing them out, being all happy about that. The hermit approaches now I heard something about following. Yes, but no. I believe Jessica has someone on their way to meet you guys, but you probably should keep moving. I think you all need a rest. You look tired, and then we can talk some, and then... I don't know. I'm not completely sure why she wanted me to come find you guys. Oh well, I'll know in a week. Wait. That should only be a few minutes. Oh well, I guess that's where the session ends tonight.
Is anyone going to stop me from wringing his neck?
I'll do no such thing.
No, go ahead, do it. And you know what? Can I help?
1 second, and then I grab him by the chest, whatever garment he's wearing, and I slam him up against a tree, non-lethally.
Non-lethally. All right.
Only threateningly.
As soon as he hits the tree, he's still wearing the tattered rags and everything. He doesn't even have a full proper shirt on, and his pants are falling apart, and there's no pockets. But you notice several chocolate bars just fall out to the ground, and then just at the very end, a little Hershey kiss out the back of his pants.
I'm gonna shove all of this chocolate in his mouth.
Before you really get a chance to do it, he's like, I came with gifts, though. I'm just trying to be nice.
If I see you again, I will not be nice.
This is what I get for listening to Jessica when she told me to follow you and talk to you.
Do not follow us again, or it will be your last.
All right, we are going to wrap up here for the night, though. Just because I need to get things in order for the sake of the rest of this interaction.
Yes,
You mean for like the new people that are coming in next week?
Possibly for a new person next week as well.
Cool.
We should be doing D&D tomorrow. I don't know. Justin probably won't be making it, so it's mostly up to if you wake up on time tomorrow, Pixie. If you wake up on time tomorrow and everyone else joins, we'll have enough people to actually play tomorrow.
All right.
Otherwise, third week in a row that Saturday campaign is missing.
Yeah.
But yeah, for everyone watching, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Check those links out down below. Get some sweet, sweet shirts, bags, shower curtains. Honestly, I wish I could afford the shower curtain. I really do want it. So, thanks for joining us, and bye!
Bye.
Bye.